Okay, guys, 91 Days, episode 12. I'm not really sure exactly. There is no 100% concrete evidence of exactly what happened right there at the very end. But basically, I figured that he was saved by the Glacius Dawn's son because the condition that he was in and leaving, and just overall, and when they were talking like, why is he still alive, he killed the Dawn and stuff like that, obviously the son wanted him alive because he wanted to talk to him or whatever, or maybe he thought that he could do something for him. And basically he saw that he did him a favor because he killed his pops or whatever, and he was the next one to be the Don. So he was like, shit, you did me a favor. And plus they were able to get rid of the Venettis. But even so, he kind of put him back in, I guess, the city or in the situation, and Nero got to him. And I guess that was kind of the plan anyways, so that he can get rid of Nero. And he was just like, look, I don't even care anymore. So I guess that was the deal. And when Nero was with him, Nero had his questions. He was asking him about why didn't you kill me and all this stuff like that. And Avila said it. He was like, I didn't want to kill you. And I guess he didn't want to kill him just after all the stuff kind of, they've been through and stuff like that, but not just because of that, but also because of the past situation. Because, if Nero would have shot him when he was a kid, he would have never been put through this whole situation and through that pain and all that stuff, and his family, the Logusa family, would have completely been, wiped out, then and there, and Corteo would have never had the fate that he ran into either, right? So, Avila, I guess, by the way that he was thinking, he was like, look, I want you, he even said, I want you to feel the pain that I felt. I want you to basically have everything kind of stripped away from you. And he wanted him to stay alive, to feel the same pain that he did from having everything taken away from him, And, that's what Nero kind of, I guess, found out or whatever. And the Nero, I believe he wanted to kill him, and he probably did. He most likely did, because he was going to kill him in the back of that car, but he was like, you know what, I'm going to save it for later. And he was like, you ever been to the ocean? And it was kind of like that, if you looked at it, the first time he had his meal, he ate it by himself, and he kept him kind of, strapped up and shit. But then eventually, it was almost as if it was a dead man walking situation, like it was his last meal. He pretty much allowed him to, he gave him a meal and shit. He gave him his final kind of request or whatever that he asked for, because he wanted to go to the ocean. He was like, you ever seen the ocean? They went to the ocean. They started walking on the beach and everything, and he had the shot to his back. And if you remember before, he closed his eyes. Before, in the past, he closed his eyes and just shot. But I guess he did that then because he was still a novice. He was young and everything, and I guess he didn't really feel like he wanted to kill a kid, But in this instance, it's very highly probable that he did kill him, because he stripped away everything that he had, currently. You know what I'm saying? So it's very possible that it did happen. And if you look at the last scene with the footprints in the sand, it's like yeah, they were You know, they're walking, and as you can see, one of them stops, the other one's walking a little bit more, but then at a point, those footprints even stop. So that could have meant that he shot him and fell into the ocean, or he just went into the ocean on himself. But I'm pretty sure he shot him, you know what I'm saying? Because he looked at him, he closed his eyes, looked at him, and you heard the fucking gun go off, you know? But at the same time, you saw the can of beans that were sitting right there next to him. For some reason, I feel like that is a reference to something that happened previously. For some reason, I'm just not kind of connecting it right now or something, or maybe it just means something different just in the moment, whereas maybe he is still kind of, you know, alive, but I'm not sure. I'm just not sure 100% exactly if he killed him or if he didn't. But me personally, I think he might have, just by looking at what I'm seeing here with how they were walking and how you can clearly see they had that bird's eye view of the beach, and you can clearly see that his footsteps stop, narrows, and then you can see that Avila was taking several more footsteps ahead, and eventually it just disappears, it goes away, you know? So I'm just not sure about it, because he could have popped him, boom, and then the next thing you know, he falls over, and then the ocean kind of takes him in, which is why they were kind of showing the ocean there, and I guess it probably was kind of just took him away and everything. But you know, I guess that to me that kind of fits definitely a lot better than anything else. And it seems like Nero, when he was driving back, he was spotted by somebody, so shit might not end up good for him either right there. So, you know, maybe they're both about to really just be put down and shit. But that shit was deep though, man, because at the end, them two are the last two of their families, and he made him feel that pain that he was suffering with all that time. And, you know, Nero saw that when he had him up against the tree. He was like, look, why didn't you just kill me back then? You know what I'm saying? You know? And I think that's when he kind of came to terms with it, and he was like, you know what? And that's when he started kind of giving him a few things, stuff like that. And then that's when he ended it, you know? But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought, man. Leave your comments below. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook so my videos go live on CenTruL. This is AnimeCenTruL. I'll catch you later. And as always, thanks for watching. Deuces.
Growing up, I was worthless, untalented, someone that is rather worthless. Something's wrong with my brain, a short circuit. Hopefully one day my dream and quirk will surface. In a world where heroes are born and worshipped. Heroes and villains fight to achieve their purpose. I daydream,